What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Kim Brio, and I am back with Damn Kim. I know y'all have missed it, but I went from radio to podcast, and guess what? Your girl is on her own network now. Solsei and Co. Shout out to myself. So I'm back. This is the first episode, and I have so much to talk about. The fan, she's still here, just in case we get a little warm or need to throw some shade. But I'm so excited to be back. So we're going to hop right into our first segment. And if you're a fan, you already know that first segment is shit we got to talk about. So today's episode is about social interaction. So shit we got to talk about is relevant. We're about to talk about mass shootings and violence. Pause. Now, wait a minute, Kim. How is mass shootings and violence relevant to social interaction? Let me break it down. 9 out of 10 times when you research these situations of mass violence or mass shootings, somebody was pissed off about something. They weren't happy. They didn't like life, or they didn't like black people, or they didn't like immigrants, or they didn't like something of the nature. And for whatever reason in this country, we have not addressed mental illness. So now that I'm mad, I'm going to just go get a gun and shoot some shit up. That is literally a symptom of a lack of the ability to interact with each other socially. We don't know how to have conflict. We don't know how to communicate. We rather just go shoot some shit up. Look at social media. We don't even know how to have dialogue with each other. That's literally just, I'm disagreeing with you, or I'm having another perspective. We got to be mad. We got to call names. We got to block people. We got to screenshots. We got to do all of this extra stuff. So for today's shit we got to talk about, I really want you guys to stop and think about how we have normalized mass violence and mass shootings in this country, to the point that when we see it on CNN, we're not alarmed anymore. When we see it on, TV, when there's another school shooting, when there's another shooting at Walmart, when there's another shooting somewhere, it doesn't hurt us. And that's a problem. That's some shit we got to talk about. And that's a symptom of our lack of ability to interact with each other socially. Damn, Kim, she talking shit, but she making sense. Okay, y'all. So the next segment is Pretty Damn Dope. So for anybody who's new to my show, Pretty Damn Dope is a point in the show where I talk about something or someone that I think is pretty damn dope. So since today's topic is social interaction, the perfect person for me to feature and talk about is my girl crush, Amanda Seales. So for anyone who doesn't know Amanda Seales, she has been in radio, not in TV, like as a VJ for 10 plus years, but she's gone here, there, done acting, everything. Now she does comedy. She's also an author and an actress. And the reason that I love Amanda is because of her podcast, which is called Small Doses. So in Small Doses, which is called Potent Truths for Today's Something or the Other. And this is what happens. Amanda talks this good shit, and she tells you exactly what it is, unapologetically. As I continued to research Amanda, I found out that she was a fellow Cancer like myself, and just a tad bit outspoken like myself. So for today's Pretty Damn Dope, I want to highlight and put on your radar Miss Amanda Seales, if you don't know who she is. Check out her podcast, Small Doses. Read her book, Small Doses, which is actually going to come up a little later in the show. I'm going to hold it up so you can see a copy and you can go grab one yourself. And just check her out. Amanda keeps it completely real. Oh, her HBO special, duh. Go check out her HBO special, I Be Knowing, which was a comedy special, but really kept it real and told the truth, but made you laugh in the process. So Amanda Seales is my pretty damn dope for today's Damn Kim. We'll go ahead to the next segment, and that next segment is Lessons in Living. Now, if you listened on my radio show, this is a new one. I didn't have Lessons in Living. I had something similar, but I bought Lessons in Living up because this was kind of like my lessons that I wanted to give people in the real world. As I was interacting with people in everyday life and everyday business, these were those things that I wanted to pull them to the side and be like, yo, basic life lesson, don't do that. Or basic life lesson, you should probably do that. So that's kind of where this was birthed from. And today's Lessons in Living, Okay, so I have a similar video on my page. If you have not checked it out, I want you to go check it out on my Facebook page, facebook.com/I am Kim Brio. That's KIMBRIO. And I talk about how being real is not the same thing as rude. So let me break it down. Y'all know how y'all always have that one friend or that one person and they talk about, man, I ain't being mean, I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? No. You're not keeping it real. You're keeping it real rude. And I'm really tired of nowadays people masquerading these negative traits as things that are okay. Okay. So being real means that you're being truthful and factual about what's happening. Being real does not mean that you're being hurtful or saying something in a manner that you know is going to disrupt somebody else's energy or spirit. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys some more examples. You know those people who are like, man, I'm an asshole, them self-proclaimed assholes. I'm an asshole. I'm mean. I just say stuff to get attention. I'm talking about you. You know those heifers that really like to be petty? Like they claim being petty as a positive trait. Like me and my girls, we be petty, petty gang, petty, petty, petty. That's not a goal. That's not a positive thing. Let's unpack that. So this petty thing has really been bothering me because right now it's really in to be petty. Chicks is wearing shirts that say petty. People are labeling themselves as petty. And I just don't understand how you take a negative trait and put it on yourself and be like, gang, gang. So I did a little research so that we can help you figure out what petty is. And back in 2015, Madame Noir, which is a wonderful online magazine, one of my faves, they actually did an article. And the title of the article was actually 9 signs that you're a petty person. So I went through this article and I looked at it. And what I want to do real quick before we end this segment so you can understand these lessons in living and really apply it to yourself is go through these 9 signs that they listed on Madame Noir. Because as I go through these, if you're not a petty person, you'll be able to identify those people around you. And I really want you to start looking at how people move, how people operate. Negative traits are not things to be glorified. They're not things to be accepted. When you figure out that you have a flaw, you fix that shit. You don't highlight it. You don't be like, yep, I'm an asshole. Let me turn this asshole up on them. That's not what you do. You don't perpetuate the negativity. Okay. So number 1 for petty, if they're vindictive, you know them people. She made me mad. So now I'm going to do everything that I can to get her back. That's not normal. That's not okay. And that energy that you're spending on her or him or them should really be used on bettering yourself. 2, the people that enjoy someone else's failure. You know those people. And if you are those people, let me be very clear. This and anything else on this list, it can't be accepted because somebody else did you wrong. You cannot be responsible for anyone's actions but your own. So just because Sarah did you wrong or you think she did you wrong, it doesn't justify you doing any negative thing to her. So enjoying someone else's failure, y'all know them people. Them people that hit your line and be like, girl, did you see? She got pregnant again. Girl, it's a different nigga this time. That's not okay. Lessons in living, that's trash. That's petty. It's not good. Not positive. You should not be that person. I really don't understand why we have to handle these basics with people, but we're talking about social interaction and y'all seem not to get basics of how to treat people. So here we are. Number 3, they broadcast others' failures. Just like I said, they got to get on the phone to share the negative information once they found it and we're happy about it. Number 4, I can't even read my writing, so we're going to skip that one. Number 5, they're condescending. I really want to talk about this one because a lot of times it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Again, this is that keeping it real thing. You can keep it real and be factual about the information that you're offering without being condescending. So I'm going to give you guys an example. I like to watch reality TV shows, whatever, Judge Your Mama, okay? It's one of my getaways, okay? I work hard. That's what I like to do. And one of my favorite shows is Love and Marriage Huntsville. It is on OWN. Check it out. I really like it. And there are two girls on this show and they're fighting. They're Melody Holt and Letitia Scott. I believe that's her last name, yes. And these girls are fighting and Melody really can't understand why Letitia got a problem with her. You want to know why, Melody? It's because how you're talking to her. So when you talk to someone and you say, sweetheart, this is how you do this and this is this and da-da-da-da, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if you speak to anyone in a condescending manner, don't expect them to accept that shit and embrace it and be like, talk to me like I'm 3. That's petty. It's petty. Next on the list, setting others up to fail. This is big in the workplace. Why and how and in what world do you set someone up to fail? Again, going back to what they did to you is irrelevant. You ain't responsible for nobody's actions but your own. So how you in a position where you setting somebody else up to fail, but then have the audacity to complain about how somebody treated you? It's petty. Lessons in living. Don't be that trash person. Next, they encourage mediocrity. So I'm going to talk about that friend. Let's use this as an example because I'm big on entrepreneurship, gang. Check out my other podcast, Brand Bites, where we talk all about business and branding. But you know that friend that you call and you be like, I got an idea. I think I'm going to make some t-shirts for the holiday season. I'm going to make these shirts. They're going to have these dope sayings on them. It's going to be really cool. I'm going to sell them during the holiday season. And they be like, everybody be making shirts or whatever. So you probably really shouldn't do that. You should stick to something more doable. Like you can make some memes, like don't sell them though, because ain't nobody finna pay you nothing. But don't work and continue to put yourself in a position where you're encouraging other people to not either go for their dreams or reach their highest potential. It don't make sense. Like I really want, as I'm talking to you and you're listening to this, I want you to, if you do this shit, be like, this is very obviously toxic behavior and it's not acceptable. The last thing I'm going to talk about is actively attempting to derail others. That's petty. That goes right along the lines of setting someone up to fail. If you're actively trying to bring someone else down, I need you to understand karma is real. The law of attraction is real. So what you put in your atmosphere and what you perpetuate is what's going to come right back to you, baby. It's a boomerang. So if you put energy into derailing someone else in any way, someone or something else is going to have that same amount of energy, if not more, set to derail you. And your attitude is going to be real different when it's shaking up your shit and not somebody else's shit. Okay? So for today's Lessons in Living, we really just needed to talk about not being a trash person. There's a difference between being real and being rude. There's a difference between being real and being an asshole. It's not okay to be petty. That's not a trait to look up to. Damn, Kim, talking shit, but making sense. All right, guys, so we are here for the next segment, which is real life lessons. So this was a part of the radio show, so people are used to this one. So in real life lessons, I typically give you a personal story, what I learned from it, and how you can apply that to your life. So since we're talking about social interactions today, I really wanted to talk about how to part ways with people gracefully. Newsflash, just because you don't interact with someone, you don't hang with them anymore, you don't work with them anymore, you're not with them as a couple anymore, doesn't mean it has to be a problem. It don't gotta be a problem because I don't fuck with you. I know that sounds really harsh, but it's the reality of the matter. And I think that a lot of times in social interactions, what we have are issues when it comes to conflict, and it creates a conflict because it don't gotta be an issue. These two people don't have to coexist in the same space. We don't have to do business together. We don't have to do those things together, and it doesn't have to be a problem. We could simply not do business together. We could simply not be friends. We can simply not be together. It doesn't have to be an issue. So applying it to life, this past year, since you guys have seen Damn Kim Radio, now forward as a Damn Kim podcast, has been a journey behind the scenes, to say the least. And I've had a lot of people come and go. in my life, both professionally and personally. And if there's anything that I have learned during this season in my life, is how to bow out gracefully. Now, as you do this and you're applying this to your life and you're trying this for yourself, please understand that you can't be responsible for anybody else's actions. Okay? So if they want to leave kicking, screaming, and fighting, you can't do anything about that. But what you can do is make sure that that doesn't affect how you move, right? So if I don't work with this person anymore, I don't talk to this person anymore, that doesn't mean that I have to, one, badmouth them to everybody. That doesn't mean that I have to, two, wish any ill will or ill intent on them and those connected to them. Going back to the last segment where we was talking about being petty, that's petty. And it doesn't mean that I, three, have to create perpetual beef with them. Okay? We can coexist in the same room. I don't know about where everybody else is watching from, but this is Chicago. And even though it's a big city, it's not. And it's really small. You're going to run into those people. You're going to run into people that you haven't interacted with. You're going to run into your ex from 3-4 years ago who cheated on you. And it wasn't the best. You have to learn how to not coexist with people and do it gracefully and it not be a problem. It doesn't have to be an issue. I put a status up on Facebook about a month ago and it kind of ruffled a couple of feathers, and it's harsh to hear, but the reality is it don't have to be a problem if I don't fuck with you. Me not fucking with you don't hurt you. Me not fucking with you don't hurt your pockets. It don't hurt your kids. It doesn't hurt anything, and it shouldn't be a problem. And people should be allowed to not cultivate relationships that they don't think are in their best interest, but do so in a way where it don't have to be beef and it don't have to be conflict. Social interaction 101. I don't have to have a problem with you, fight you, yell at you, mean mug you, roll my eyes when I see you, send my girls to you, write on your Facebook wall, put subliminal posts. I don't have to do all of that. We could just not coexist. We could just not talk to each other. It's that simple. So apply this to yourself as you're thinking about the people that you may need to cut off, have cut off. Maybe you've been the person that's been cut off, and understand that it don't have to be beef. A lot of times it's just beef because you made it beef. So make it not beef. Okay? Real life lessons. All right, y'all, we are nearing the end of this episode of Damn Kim. So we have just a few more things to discuss. First, try this. So anybody who listens to the radio show also knows this segment as well as try this. So this is where I'll recommend a book or a service or something like that I think is epic. I'll let you know if I'm getting paid off it ahead of time. I'm not getting paid off of this one because it's genuine love. So for try this, I need everyone to go and purchase a copy of Amanda Seales' book, Small Doses, Potent Truths for Everyday Use. And if you want to know what's in the book, how about you kind of take my attitude and throw it in a book? Okay. So what Amanda does is talk shit, but keeps it real. So, she's got different situations, but each chapter is called like side effects of, and she kind of talks about different life issues that we have, side effects of being a multi-hyphenate. And that is, a person who's like an artist, director, musician, such and such. That's a beautiful thing to be, but oftentimes we don't get shit done, So this is my suggestion for try this. Definitely go and grab the book. I got the actual book off of Amazon because I'm dedicated. Definitely consider Audible as well. I'm a big audiobook fan, but definitely check out Small Doses by Amanda Seales. I am a huge fan. Great read. Also listen to the podcast by the same title. Okay. All right. So that was the try this for this episode of Damn Kim. Okay, guys. So this is the last segment, and everybody knows the last segment is called Just Do It. This is where we bring it all together. We tie it all together and we leave you with one pretty little package of today's show and what you needed to learn. And a reminder, today's show was about social interaction. So I'm going to make today's Just Do It really simple. I really want you to check yourself on your own social interactions. Be real. This is not a like check in with somebody else, go and apologize to somebody. No. This is within yourself. And I really want you to be real about your social interactions toward others. It's really, really easy for us to sit and pick apart social interactions when it's toward us and we're being treated in a way that we don't think we should be treated in. But it's not necessarily the easiest when you flip that script and make sure that your social interactions are up to par. Right? So for myself, as I do this, for my social interactions, where can I improve? Communication. I like to keep things to myself, but that's hard a lot of times for the people that work with me and the people on my team because I don't keep them abreast of what's going on. And it's not a purposeful thing. It's just a habit that I have. But just because it's a habit that I have doesn't mean that it's positive. Okay. So if it's a habit that you have and it's affecting someone in a negative way, whether or not that's your intention, that means you need to work on fixing that. Right. So check yourself the way I just checked myself. Social interactions. Are you petty? We went through the whole in-depth definition of what petty was in this episode. Are you petty? Are you that self-proclaimed asshole? Did you come to the realization that you're telling people you're being real, but maybe you're really rude? Really check yourself in your social interactions, because before we can point to the rest of the world and tell everybody else what they can do better, you got to start with yourself. You have to be that example. It starts from within. And if everybody took personal accountability for themselves and we all said, maybe I should be like a not trash ass person, then we would have a bigger world of people who were not trash, basic. So that's the just do it. Check yourself. This has been a dope episode of Damn Kim. I am so glad to be back. I really do not think that you all understand how therapeutic this is for me. So, as always, follow me on all of the socials at I am Kim Brio. That's IAMKIMBRIO. It'll be on the screen, lower thirds or something pretty, maybe like across, I don't know, but you'll see it. Follow me at I am Kim Brio. Also, make sure that you follow Solsei & Co., which is my brand new media company who is bringing you this podcast along with my other podcast, Brand Bites. We're bringing you Bay Debates with Katie Wilson and Malik Milan. We're bringing you Corporate Chronicles with Miss Michi from the Blueprint Media Company. And we have something special coming soon with Corey Ether from Studio 290. I mean, it's lit. Solsei & Co. has so much going on. So make sure you follow Solsei online too on all of the socials at Solsei Co. That's SOLSEICO. I am so glad that you were here. I want you to make sure you subscribe so you're here for the next episode. I will see you soon. This is Kim Brio, talking shit but making sense. Damn, Kim.